This is the Introduction to Youth Leadership Pilot. The high performance leadership, we do a speech at the beginning, we do a project, we lead a team through it, and then we'll tell you what the results are at the end. So I share with you today a project that I'm very interested in. Please, Matt. And this was the very beginning. So this was in Seton Library, and Marcy posted this, the launch team for the pilot project. We have for years have a youth leadership program that has been used for all different ages. But if we look at the book from Toastmasters, it doesn't really answer to the younger students. So these people, and you know most of them, Irma and Marcy are in the room, and the others are Toastmasters as well. This is at the helicopter at Seton Library. If you haven't seen it, it's great. Thanks, Matt. Next one. And my guidance team, or the team that will support me, are right here. Tammy, Marcy, Irma, and Gail Maitland, who has been a longtime teacher and principal. And we have discussed how we might make this program better. So Gail is a creative educator and a co-trainer when we train people who are going to take the lead in training students to be better speakers and leaders. Marcy was the first coordinator when we tried this new and improved program, and she's also the technical artist for this train that you see here. Tammy and Irma are going to lead programs in January in Okotoks and in Seton, and this will be the second pilot, if it is, or second and third, to see what the response from the students is. Thanks, Matt. So my vision is to create a student program for younger students. The library has a great connection with us Toastmasters in Calgary, but they have stipulated that the program would be for 13 to 17-year-olds. Well, guess what? There are a lot of younger than 13-year-olds pounding on the door trying to get in. This program, the pilot we did, 32 students signed up. Wow. Double what we said we could handle. So there is a great need for this program, and what we found is the younger the children, the faster the learning. We would like to develop lesson plans and activities that are a little more tangible. And I have a couple examples to show you today. So we had a timing light, but this is a laminated on a keychain, fun to hold for the students to stay engaged. We have developed a few extra games, and we've used some of the games that are already on the shelf. So Gail has been amazing in helping us develop some ideas, and if you know the game Things, that would be something that we could actually take off the shelf and use for table topics. We would like to increase participation. We're going from 1 library to 2. We're running 2 programs. My dream is to have it in every library alongside the older program. And eventually, maybe we would have school teachers in Alberta using this program in their classroom. Thanks, Matt. So we have lots of resources. Experienced facilitators, and there's the ones in this room. Lisa has done youth leadership for ages. Alice has been involved in it. And I can name 40 other people within the city that are involved. So we've talked about how can we make that program more engaging for students in general. So it's actually been the creative minds of the facilitators, but interestingly enough, of the students as well. So we're taking some of their ideas and creating resources that can be used over and over again. And like I said before, some of the games that are actually on the shelf, but how could we manipulate them so that they would be part of this program. Here's one example, and this was very interesting. It was a bit of a gamble. The very first time in Marcy's program, we said, let's just get to know each other. So we created a bingo, and you've played this game before. You have to get somebody to sign it. They can only sign once. We were 14 students and 7 adults, and I thought, well, now we'll just sit back and watch the kids go at it. But we started to get involved, and it was super powerful, because a student came to me and said, can you sign mine? And I'd say, can you sign mine? And I'd find out they had 10 siblings, or I'd find out they really liked dogs, or I found out that it was the first time in the library, whatever the thing they had to sign. Could they keep a secret? I don't think we had anybody who could sign that one. And there was one other one that was really, knows how to listen, which is actually a skill we're teaching within the program. So if they were all able to sign it, then we were off to the races. If that was something they admitted they didn't need to do, we had a captive audience for how could we teach that skill. So this was one of the things. What I'd like to see more of is developing some of the handouts. And I'll just show you. This is the train that Marcy helped develop. And what we did in the first program was we used a Lego game. But now we have 10 kits like this. And we would give out 5 cards. And this is what I'd like to see massively develop so that people could do it. You would be the introduction of a speech, we'd have point 1, 2, 3, and the conclusion. Depending on the card you got, you would be that part of the speech. What we demonstrated to the students was in 15 minutes you can give a speech as a group. Now you know how to do it in pieces, go home and write your own. With the younger students, we're more interested in them doing group work and different types of table topics. What we learned in the first program was that we didn't really teach evaluation very well. Next step, please. And what we have since developed, because we are totally evolving and making it better, is that if we concentrate on the words, the voice, and the body, then we could actually get the students to take one keychain. We haven't tried this yet, coming soon, Tammy and Irma. And if I was a person in charge of words, I would then have key words that would help me give some evaluation on the words that the person used in their table topics or in their speech. We've done the same for voice and for body. So these are the keys to evaluation. But now imagine you're a 10-year-old in a group in a library and I have to stand up and give feedback on words. I have a tool, tangible, because I need to have something as a child, and I wouldn't say as an adult as well. The second part, those would be the 3 key evaluations. But then we would actually teach how to use those evaluations, so that would increase for the children as well. And one of the things that happened, and we always plan it to happen within Toastmasters, but really took off in our program, was the children understanding the concept of goal setting. So by the end of the program, I have to do 5 table topics, and I have to evaluate 5 times, and I have to take on 5 different roles, whether it's a timer or an evaluator or the word of the day or the thought of the day or all the different jobs that we gave them. And they would be leaving on the night and say, but I didn't get enough, where can I sign up for something else? So it was really interesting to see the concept of goal setting was totally embedded in the students. And it's always sort of an osmosis thing, hopefully they'll understand. This was very, very evident. Next one, please. So what are the steps within the high performance leadership? We need to have an overall plan, and Marcy and I have rewritten it. We did the first round, we only have 6 weeks. What can we do with 6 sessions of 90 minutes to get these children to be better speakers and leaders? We have a weekly agenda, and we've actually developed that for the January program. There are educational, so rather than just saying evaluate on words, we have an activity to teach the students how to use their words. Rather than saying here's the keys to voice, we're going to demonstrate how we can use voice while we're speaking. Instead of just saying here's the body, we're going to show them how we can use gestures and what's most effective when we're talking in front of people. We have lots of different activities. Gail and I have had a couple meetings. I've met with Marcy and the rest of the team. We're going to see how these pilot out with the 2 programs in January. Increasing the evaluation tools was definitely something we wanted to do. By the end of the program, all we had was your voice was really good and you made us laugh. Your voice was really good and you made us laugh, and we know evaluations are stronger than that. Lisa and I have already been working on online for our District 42 website and increasing the value of the resources that are there. And Irma and Tammy have stepped up to pilot. So this is 6 weeks starting in January. And it's a 6-week program, once a week. Wednesday and Tuesdays, I think, is Wednesday. Yeah. Your Wednesday and your Tuesday in Okotoks?
Tuesdays,
yes. Yeah. And the last one, Matt, thanks. So what does it do for you? For you to be part of this is actually one of the requirements on your journey to DTM. Why wouldn't you get involved? And the last slide, Matt. Because volunteering, you can volunteer as an observer. You can come and support the children and the team that's there. You could actually deliver one of these educationals that we're talking about, and you could assist so that the next time you could be a coordinator and move towards your own goals